Hi, this is my video project for my favorite SMP thing, for my favorite thing in sensation and perceptions. My favorite topic, I wanted to do selective attention because for me, it's something I use pretty frequently and when I'm playing video games, and specifically this game Overwatch. Selective attention is the process by which we focus on specific stimuli while ignoring others. In context of video games, that means concentrating on targets uh, while ignoring relevant cues and filtering out other distractions. There are different mechanics when it comes to visual attention. In this scenario, I'm using overt attention. While something's moving across the screen, I'm using my eyes to track it. And in this other one, I'm using covert attention. While I focus on something without the need of moving my eyes, in this scenario, I'm moving my mouse and my eyes kind of stay fixated on the middle of the screen while tracking the robot. And in that scenario, I use both ways to track different enemies to know where I should be attacking. I first approach enemies, and in this scenario is a very good example of visual scanning and fixation. I scan for the different things across the screen in that scenario. I am fixating on the ape that just jumped onto the screen uh, because of different attention cues, like some of the auditory senses and specifically visual senses, like he'll light up red, as represented by the fact that my team is blue and they are red, helps me distinguish as well from the fact of who's the enemy and who's not. And this scenario also gives a really good example to visual salience and attention capture. Because in this scenario, I am scanning and I notice something at the corner where there's an enemy that pops up again by the red. So I know to look over there because the cues are telling me, hey, there's something going on over there. Change your attention to that. It can also be the scenario of inattentional blindness and change blindness, well, where the scenario is switching from attacking and healing. Um, that can be kind of a difference for me when it comes to playing as a character like a healer. In this scenario, I'm playing a healer because I could be 1 second focused on healing my allies. Next second, I could be focused on trying to attack the enemies. And so in that scenario, I have to switch my fixation and switch my attention to what the situation may need. Games like Overwatch do a great job in letting the player know different cues to let them know what they need to do. In that situation, I'm having different things on the screen pop telling me, hey, you're taking damage from someplace, or hey, your enemy or your ally needs healing. In that scenario, they'll light up yellow, indicating they're low on health, or like this, I have red arrows pointing at me, where are you taking damage from? And hey, you're taking damage. And what was really cool for me when it comes to talking about visual attention and selective attention is how these different cues are what really helps us, know what to divide our attention in, whether it be in video games or in real life. Different stimuli help us understand on what we should be paying attention to and where should our attention be switching from. Um, because here there's a lot of stuff going on screen, obviously, but I know that I need to focus on healing my enemy, healing my allies, when they are lighting up red or they're lighting up yellow, it's because they're on low health. And that also comes from my own prior knowledge of the game. Uh, when we know what enemies are going to do or we know what our allies are doing, um, that kind of stuff comes from playing the game before. But that can also be a downfall is when we understand uh, different situations in the game and what's about to happen because of prior knowledge, um, we can be blind to it as well. In this scenario, I know that the enemies are attacking and I hear different things happening on screen, but I ultimately died because I was too focused on trying to heal my tank or the taller robot guy who was in front of me. And because of that, I failed to recognize that I was about to die because I was so focused on one other particular stimuli that I was blind to the changes going on. Even though attention is a big part of video games, um, it's also something that I feel tends to be ignored uh, because of the fact that when we are shooting and in shooting games specifically, um, we can kind of go on autopilot and not really be aiming at anything. We're just kind of shooting in a general direction. Uh, but understanding that you can start to specifically you divide your attention and pay attention to what you're shooting, that can actually improve your aim a lot more instead of just allowing yourself to go on autopilot. And that's why selective attention for me was such an interesting topic because it's vital for different gamers, particularly in a fast-paced game that requires precise aiming. By understanding and leveraging visual attention and the mechanics in the game, different players can enhance their performance and enjoy the game a little better. Um, and that's why I was so fascinated by the topic because I kind of use it as an excuse to like, how can I improve my aim in these games? How can I be a better player? And I think selective attention helped me understand that, these different cues happen for a reason. I need to pay attention more to what's going on around me and the different mechanics that help me understand what's going on around me.